Hi, my name is Frank. I am an attorney. How may I help you?
I would like to file a lawsuit as I have been wronged.
Okay, tell me a little about your case.
Well, first I am a Christian and so therefore I will not lie to you.
So you are saying that everyone who is not the same religion as you is a liar?
Yes, of course. Don't you know that?
I find that terribly offensive, but okay, so tell me what happened.
I went to my doctor last week and had to wait 30 minutes for my appointment. Then when they finally saw me, his nurse was extremely rude to me.
That's it? You had to wait a bit and you thought someone was rude to you? Are you pulling my leg?
That is exactly what happened, and I want to file a medical malpractice lawsuit. I am against lawsuits as there are way too many frivolous lawsuits out there today. But mine case is not frivolous. Of course, everyone else's is frivolous, but not mine. As I mentioned earlier, I have never filed a lawsuit before, but this person needs to pay me for what he did to me.
Let me take a wild guess, but I bet you are a right-wing conservative Republican.
I have no idea how you knew that, but I want to get back to my lawsuit. I know you lawyers can get millions of dollars for someone drinking hot coffee, so this should be worth at least $5 million or more.
Excuse me, but do you smoke crack?
No, I just want what is mine. And I want you to get it from me by tomorrow morning.
I am firmly convinced you either smoke crack or have recently put your head in a microwave oven. Normally I would just throw a crack user out of my office, but I think you have been severely misinformed about our judicial system and the ability to get millions for nothing.
Oh, trust me. I know all about our out-of-control judicial system. I watch Fox News every night. They're fair and balanced, you know. So I am getting both sides of the story.
Oh Lord Jesus, please save me.
Why can't you just write a letter and get me my millions?
Listen, you need to understand a few things. First, my job as a lawyer is a business. I am in to make a living, not throw money down the drain. Do you realize lawsuits are not free? If, for example, you had a real medical malpractice suit, I would expect to spend around $75,000 to prosecute your lawsuit. The doctors and the medical industry hire the best and most powerful defense lawyers in the country to defend any suit, no matter how meritorious it is.
Well, in my case it is so clear they're wrong they will just settle with us.
I know I have already asked this, but will ask again. Are you smoking crack right now as we speak?
Look, let's just file the lawsuit and who knows, we may get lucky with a jury who will give us millions. I am certain this works all the time. I know it to be true as I have heard Bill O'Reilly talk about it all the time.
Okay, where did you get it? I will swear on my children's lives you are smoking crack right this very moment if you believe that to be true. Contrary to what you have heard on Fox News, our legal system has a number of safeguards built in to prevent just such a ridiculous lawsuit as you are proposing. In order to file a medical malpractice suit, I will have to collect all of your medical records for every doctor you have ever been to for the last 10 years. Do you have any idea how much work that will be for me just to even get an idea if someone has a case?
Well, my medical records are mine and so they should be free.
Wrong. There are retrieval, copying and mailing charges that can run into the thousands of dollars just to get started. Will you pay for that?
Why me? You are the lawyer who makes millions.
Next I will have to personally sit down and read through all your records to see first if there is anything really wrong with you, and then to see if there is even an appearance of medical malpractice. A lawyer's time is money, and I will be investing heavily just to see if you are bullshitting me. Assuming for argument's sake there might be a case, and in your case you have no case, I will then have to have a similar type medical doctor review that same truckload of records. If he is a specialist, he will charge me about $800 an hour to read through and review your records.
Well, my other doctor told me that should never have happened, so I am sure he will be glad to review and testify for us.
Do you think you are Lisa Lampanelli? Because that is extremely funny. Your other doctor may think it is the worst case of malpractice, but he will never testify against another local doctor because if he does, the State Medical Association will blackball him. As such, I will have to go out of state to find a doctor who is willing to review your records on his private time at home. If it is found out he is testifying for a plaintiff, his own hospital will harass him and associates will shun him socially. Assuming I can get a doctor to help a malpractice victim and risk being called a traitor, it is going to cost me around $10,000 just to review the records to identify an instance of malpractice.
Why are you telling me all this? I just want my millions and I need it quickly. There is an upcoming election and I need to contribute money to the Republican Party. We can't have two homosexual people getting married, you know. Besides, what does all this have to do with my lawsuit?
Of course I will likely have to get another doctor to testify for causation, so let's throw in another $10,000. Then of course if your injuries are severe we will need even another doctor to testify about your long-term medical issues, so let's count on even another 10 grand. Then we will need a certified nurse life care planner to address the costs of that care. More thousands. And with it an economist to calculate the present-day value of those costs, so even more thousands of dollars.
Well, with all of those experts certainly they will cave in and settle. At least that's what Bill O'Reilly says. All these whore plaintiff experts will make them settle.
If you cite Bill O'Reilly for accurate interpretations of the legal system one more time, I swear I will go to jail for life for killing you both. No, you idiot, they will not settle. Your doctor will be defended by a billion-dollar insurance company. They will go out and hire 6 experts to contradict our experts.
But my case has clear liability. How can they defend something wrong?
Jesus H. Christ, you are totally clueless, aren't you? It doesn't matter if your doctor pulled out a gun during your procedure and shot you in the head 4 times. His insurance carrier would deny all liability and blame your death on a pre-existing condition. Let me be clear here, you have no case? None whatsoever. I am just explaining this to you in case you did have a case, such as if the doctor had killed your child. So now I will have to pay all my experts to review all the reports of their experts. Tens of thousands of dollars more. Then we will have to answer their written questions to us and our experts, more time, more money. They will get to depose all of our experts and our experts will have to prepare for those day-long depositions. More time, more money. You realize, of course, all of our experts will have to be from out of state, so add in travel costs to everything. Then I will have to depose their experts. Then get copies of those deposition transcripts, send them to our experts to review, more time, more money.
Why does this matter to me? I just need you to get me my money.
You really would never be able to guess just how much I just want to strangle you despite this pleasant smile on my face. By now I am into this case out of my own damn pocket close to $75,000. And we still have trial to go. So now the defense knows it will cost me another $50,000 to $60,000 to get all my expert doctors in from out of town, pay their plane, hotel and food expenses in addition to their usual $10,000 per day fee for trial attendance.
So, what's your point?
What's my point? I'll tell you what's my point. My point is that lawsuits are a very serious and very expensive undertaking, and you think we lawyers just go around filing frivolous lawsuits.
But Rush Limbaugh says that lawyers are lining their pockets with jackpot justice from frivolous lawsuits.
Susan, where is my high blood pressure medicine? I think I am going to blow an O-ring and have an aneurysm. You tell that fat piece of shit the day he will start investing $100,000 of his money into frivolous business venture, I will consider investing $100,000 into frivolous lawsuit.
But if they killed my child, we will get millions for that. So maybe it is worth the risk.
Geez, you are some kind of dumb, aren't you? Have you ever heard of tort reform?
Yes, of course. I voted for Jim Damien and Nikki Haley to institute some much-needed tort reform. You know, there are just too many frivolous lawsuits, and that tort reform was needed to keep us from losing jobs.
Oh geez, I have seen single-celled amoebas with a better understanding of politics than you. Tort reform does nothing to stop frivolous lawsuits. All it does is prevent gruelly injured people from making anywhere near a full recovery by putting limits of $350,000 caps on non-economic damages. On all cases, not just the frivolous ones.
Well, I have no clue what non-economic damages are, but I heard it will stop frivolous lawsuits.
If your child dies, if you were to become paralyzed, unable to have sex, have to sheet in a colostomy bag, have a shortened life expectancy, go blind, unable to walk, or for that matter never ski, play sports, run with your child or play with your dog ever again, those you ignoramus are all non-economic damages.
No they are not. They can't be.
Oh yes, they are.
Well, that is totally unfair.
Yes it is. But you were suckered into believing it and voting for it by watching those idiots at Fox News.
Well, I can imagine sometimes when $350,000 might be an acceptable cap for some injuries.
Sure, I won't disagree. However, if you think you will ever get anywhere close to the $350,000, you are back smoking crack.
What do you mean?
Remember all those thousands of dollars for expert costs, depositions costs, travel costs, trial costs. Well, who do you think pays for that? The Tooth Fairy?
Well, that would still leave me around $200,000.
Oh yes. You were right. I guess I should not get paid for working on your case for the last 3 years and risking my life savings on your case.
Well, why does the lawyer need to take 1/3 of everything?
First off, no lawyer can win every case. If we lose your case, I have to eat then $100,000. You think the government is going to reimburse me for these catastrophic losses? Essentially, if we lose, I do not charge you anything.
Well, that is normal.
Really? I mean really? Try going to your hospital and tell them if they don't cure you, you do not owe them anything and they should eat their own costs if you think that is normal. I want to know how many times they put their boot in your ass before you get chased out of the emergency room when you offer to them the same deal I am forced to take on every case because you and all my other clients have no money. And if you think a lawyer does not ever need to make a decent fee on a case, as the Republicans are trying to do now, then who do you think is going to front those $100,000 in costs for the next lawsuit? As much as you seem to believe in him, I can assure you the Tooth Fairy is not going to be around to help the next medical malpractice victim.
But I can't afford to front costs like that. And if you can't, then who will be able to help the next person?
Oh my God, I think the crack haze in your brain is finally starting to dissipate. That is exactly what the Republicans want to do. End lawsuits and thus end lawyers.
But why do Republicans want to end or limit lawsuits?
Who do you think are the biggest contributors to the Republican Party? Big business, the Chamber of Commerce and the insurance industry. If you think big business treats you right because they feel it is the right thing to do, you are back smoking crack. The only reason is because they know someone like me will sue them if they do wrong. If they can stop or limit my ability to hold them responsible for their actions, then they can guarantee themselves even higher profits.
Well, I thought that's what Republicans were all about, personal responsibility.
Sure, they are all for personal responsibility, as long as none of their campaign contributors are held responsible.
And if the Republicans want tort reform, meaning government-imposed limits on jury awards, isn't that just more government intrusion into our lives? I thought Republicans did not want the government intruding into our lives.
I can see the crack haze dissipating from your head literally as we speak. They don't normally. Unless of course that government intrusion will allow their campaign donors to give them more money.
Wow, this is so amazing. I had no idea things were so complicated. And to be quite honest, I am a little disappointed with the Republican status quo. I can't believe they would be selling out their constituency like this. I am boiling mad. It's time for some real change. No more conservative white guys running things the way they have for years. Let's get some fresh ideas in government.
Now you are talking.
I am going to leave straight from here and get out and start campaigning for Nikki Haley and Sarah Palin.
Someone please kill me now.